All right, so we are still on HTML tag. So gradually we are increasing the knowledge of our tags. Remember, I told us when we started this training that as a developer, particularly using programming languages like the ones we are learning, it is very, very important you understand the building tags. Very important you understand the building tags because we refer to them as the building blocks which are put together to form a website. And that is the reason why we have been taking our time for the past 2 to 3 weeks now, trying to understand each of these tags, their responsibility, what they are designed to do for us as a developer, so that by the time you start your development, you start creating the real websites. When you need an image, you already know the tag for adding it. When you need a heading, you have already know the tag for adding heading. When you need a link, you have already know the tag for adding link. And that is the essence of what we are doing. Now, we are still on the tag. Once we get to form, that is when we will start putting a real website together. But we still have some of them we are yet to learn. So this morning is dedicated for HTML media tags. All the tags we shall be looking at, they are referred to as media tags. They are referred to as media tags. So now let's look at the general definition of these media tags. So from there, we will know what actually is the objective of consulting these tags as a developer. So these media tags allow you to add multimedia content, to your web pages. Let me repeat. The media tags allow you to add multimedia content to a web page. So the question here is, what are the multimedia content? If you open any website today, you will probably come across images, while in some other websites, you will come across video, you will come across audio. All these contents can be embedded in a website through the media tag. So we are going to be taking them one after the other. Now, I listed 4 of them: the image tag, the video tag, the audio tag, and the iframe. Now, we still have some of them out there. We have embed, but these are the ones that you must know, and they are often used. So thank God that we have already sorted out image tag, so that is not going to be part of our plan. So I just highlighted it so that you know that this is where you are supposed to learn it, under media tag. But because there's no way we could learn some of those things we have learned without using an image for illustration, that is why we have been involving the image tag all this while. But this is the right place where you are supposed to learn it. So at the same time, you should know that image tag falls under media tag, which are for adding multimedia content to your web pages. Now, we will just quickly go to the video tag. So if we are talking about the video tag, like I've defined before, is one of the multimedia, is one of the tags for adding multimedia content to our website pages. So if you want to add a video, so it's actually used to embed a video file into our HTML document. I repeat, the video tag is used to embed a video file into the HTML document. So let's quickly go to our development environment. So the first thing I'm going to do here, let me use comment to explain what we are learning, which is HTML media, HTML media tags. For example, we are looking at video now, video tag. Now, before you create the video tag, you are expected to have added the video or any of those media files to your media folder. Thank God that we created a media folder, which means we have this in plan. So the first thing I'm going to do is to make sure that I populate this folder with my media file, such as video or audio. I should be able to have all of them here. So let me just go and copy one of my video and add it to that folder. So let's say, I think I should have some video here. Okay, so let's say I want to add this video. So I will just copy it and then switch back to desktop, then locate this particular class project folder, which is a web dev class. Then go into the media folder and then paste it. So just like the way we do add images to image folder before we proceed adding them to our design, the same thing. So now that we have the video here inside the media, so to declare the tag, you simply type video. You type video. Once you type video, it comes out with this attribute, which we are already familiar with in the image tag. So remember when I was teaching us the image tag, I said the SROC represents the source, the path. So which means that here we are to this attribute is to allow us to define the path. Where is the video going to be called from whenever the users open the website, which is the URL. So what I'm going to do here is to comment my project directory by adding that slash, and that automatically displays or output all the item, the elements inside the main folder. So from here, I can easily navigate to my media folder. So from my media folder, then I have the video. So now if I go back to my front end, I should be able to see the video frame, but it will not play until we come back later to add an attribute. You are not expected to put anything here because the content you ought to display here, or you will have displayed here, is what you have already called with your what? Your source attributes. So you don't need to come here and type anything here. So now let's go back to the front end and check if we have our video added. So you will discover, like I told you, that the frame of the video will be there. So this is the video frame taking 100%, but there is no content. There is no content. Why? We don't have button like control button, like play, next. So we don't have that. Because we don't have that, that is not actually to be prompted by default. So each time you add video tag, audio tag, you are expected to update the tag with the control attribute that will automatically make those control buttons play, next, pause, visible. So what I will do is to come inside here after the last use attribute and space and simply type controls. Just type control. It does not have a value. It has already been programmed with those properties. So all you need is to just call it this way. And then if I go back to the page, I should be able to see those buttons. Now you can see the button. So if I click now, then the video is already what? Playing. So the video is playing, but at the moment is displaying.
All right.
Is displaying 100% width. Okay, so so you can see. So now the first thing we want to do, we also need to style it. We need to style it so that we also know that we can actually style our video contents. You can see the way it's displaying on the browser. It's covering the entire width. In other words, is displaying 100% width by default. So I may want to reduce it probably to the size of this image or even less than this image. So how do we style it? Now, bearing in mind that there could be another video in this page, so that automatically inform me that I should class this one and name it vid1. Then I will not take this class to my CSS and style it. So I'm going to start by styling the width. So I'm going to, let me use comment here. So styling video tag with the class name vid1. So I introduce my period, my dot, because it's a class element. Then I paste the name I copied there. So what I want here is to change the width from 100% to like, let me make it 500 PS. Then I also want to talk to the height. So let me make the height to also, just to make it a square, or let's make the height 350 PS. So let's go back to the front end and check. So you can see we have changed the width of the video. So let me play it. So we have it smaller now. So another thing I want to do on this video is that I want to create a downloadable button. Let's say this is my gallery page where I'm going to be uploading, maybe I'm an artist, where I'm going to be uploading different videos, and I want to give my audience an opportunity after watching. They can download it to their devices for them to rewatch. So if that is the case, what I'm going to do is to create a button under the image, under the video, that after watching this, they can what? Proceed and download it. So that is what I want to do next. So I will simply, now remember that video is an inline element. It means that if I create another inline element, which is the anchor tag, so that it can be a clickable button, it's going to next, is going to appear on the same line. So what I will do, like I told us the other time, you can either add what break here, or you envelope the next A tag in a block element, which could be that same P or any other block element. So since I've added the break, so let's type, I'll type A. Now we are creating a downloadable button under the image. So now when they click on the download, the picture, the image, sorry, the video should be called from a particular source. That source is what we are going to put here. So the whole of this link that generated this particular video, you copy it. and use it as the source. In other words, the video that will be downloaded should be cut from here. You know that this must have called the video from your media folder. So instead of you going down to the media folder, you can just connect it from the video tag. Now, because there should be a visible icon or text that will tell the user download or click to download. So I can say what? Click here to download. I can say click here to download. So if I go back to the page now, you will see the button directly underneath. So if I want this button to look more professional, then you use the same concept of anchor tag styling for the send. Well, Mr. Austin, you say you cannot hear me. Mr. Austin, you cannot still hear me? I think it's from your end there. I cannot hear you. It's like we are speaking. But can you hear me? Can you use the message section again, please? Let me confirm that. Okay, you can hear me, but I cannot hear you. That means from your end. Okay. Now, for the last video, I think I've sent it to you guys now. I think I've dropped the last video with you guys, the last class. It should be with you guys. Check the group. It should be there. Okay, so now I want to style that particular button to make it look more visible, just like we did in our last class. So I will add a class here also, class. So let's say this one is A2. And then go to my CSS page. I'll use comments as well. Use comments, styling the A, styling dot A2, just to reduce the length. So I'll simply say dot A2. So I want to change the color to white, changing the color to white. Then I also want to change, I want to turn off the text decoration. We'll say what? None. Let me add some padding in order to create internal space between it and the borders around it. Let me use a border padding of 12 ps by 10 ps. Then I would like to add a background so that the padding space or the padding can be visible. So let me use this. So let's check what we have now. So, okay. So let me change let me check other colors that I use. Okay, so I will use blue. I will use blue. Let me pick this blue. Pick this blue. And check now whether the blue. Okay, so I'll make the padding equal so that the right top will be at the middle. Or I will just use one padding. This would all sides should have the 12 ps. So let's check. Okay, so we have to shift it down. What is happening is that it's lapping the video. It's lapping the video. So we will just create some margin, that is space from the outside. I don't want it. I want a little gap between it and the video. Look at this. I want a gap. I want it to move down a little. There should be space between the video and the button. So that is margin top. Margin top. In other words, you are pushing it from the top down. So let's push it by 20 ps and see if there will be any difference. Okay. Okay. So if You try pushing this text and it's not moving, then you push from the video. So based on your structure, this is where we're talking to the video. So let me put this margin from the video. I'll push from the bottom. So margin bottom. I want some space at the bottom. So let's say be 20 PS and check good. So you can see the logic. When you are talking to one element and it's not moving, then check the next one to it. So I was initially talking to this and I say margin top, but because of the placements of this object, it could not move. So I had to change my strategy. That, okay, let me talk to this one to give me some space at the bottom. Since I was talking to this to give me some space at the top and it wasn't working. So these are some of the techniques you need to know when you are talking to one. And all these are happening like this because of the structure of the content, how they are placed. All right. So I still want some, I want border. I want border. So I'll come here. So this is no longer useful. So I can remove it. So I will just say border readers. I'm just going through this again because I noticed some of us did not practice so that you can use this as revision. Now, border readers, I just want 10 PS. So let's check now if we have it. I just want to have a good user interface that would offer my user good experience. So now you can see if I click on this button, the download did not start. Instead, it took me to the video. Why? Because we are yet to add an add. All right. Why? Because we are yet to do something. So go back to the HTML. So we add an attribute that will make it downloadable. That is what is going to trigger the action. So the attributes will come after the last use attribute. So just go there and type download is an attribute. So once you activate this attribute, you don't need to reference the location just to make it active. The reason why we added it is just to make this button, when they click, it should call this particular content. So if we go back there now and come back here and click on the download to start the download. So you can see it. So it's already downloading it automatically. So now if I want to check it, let's say this is your phone or your laptop, you want to check it, you go to your file explorer, this folder, and then you go to your download. So you find the video here. So with this, I have been able to create a video for my users that they can watch. And then when they are impressed with the video and they would love to have it locally on their devices, they can proceed and click on that button and end it what? Downloaded to their, or download to their folder or to their device. So I want to ask if there's any question to this level before I proceed. I believe it's clear. Is it clear to us, please? Let's someone that I can hear.
Sir, please, can you recap the video SCR, SRC?
This one here.
Just yes,
How I added the video.
yes,
Then I should create this line again. Have you?
yes.
Okay, so what I did is actually I started by typing VI. Once you type VI, it brings out what? The video tag, like this. Now I needed to specify where is the video located in my server. Where would the browser call the video from and display it to the user? Now remember that we started by adding the video to our folder here so that the browser can call it from here and display it to the user. Now inside the SRC, you put the / inside. That will bring out everything you have here. And then you go to your media tag, your media folder rather, because that is where you kept the video. And then you click on it. Is that clear to you now?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thanks, sir.
Now we also discovered that adding this, the video will not display. The video will just give us a kind of frame, will not display. So for us to make it to display some of those control button, that is why we came after the last use attribute and we added this control. This control is to enable the video to carry display button that when we click, then it will start the video. I hope it's clear now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me delete it. All right, now, if there's no other question, now we will look at another media tag, which is the audio tag. But before the audio tag, okay, let's talk about the audio before I talk about the iframe, which is one of the very important media tag. Now, the audio tag is also one of the tag used for adding multimedia content to our web page, the audio tag. But the difference between audio and video is that audio will not be visual. You are not going to see the picture, but you can hear the voice of the person. So I don't think I have any audio file, but I will just show us how to work with it. All you need to do is to download maybe one of the audio file to your folder, that's a media. So to start with, adding audio file, adding audio file. Now, like I said, you should have added your audio file here to this same folder, media. Now, what you will do now, you just type audio. Once you type AU, it will bring it out, just like the way we type VI that brought out video. So the same syntax. The only thing is that once you add your comment in order to output the root folder content, if you have saved audio here, then you just click on the audio, the same step. Now, but another thing is that audio will be MP3. Audio file, what you are going to see will be MP3. While video tag, you will see what? MP4. That is the difference. The tag is audio, and then the same SROC is involved. And then you pass in the location where the audio is. And then if you want to also, if I go to the page now, if I go to the page, let's assume that I add what break here so that to separate it. You will notice that it won't show anything. There is audio here, but it's not showing. Why? Because we need to also add the control. So you come in here, you add the controls. So once you add the controls now, go back to the site, you will see it here. You can see it. So it has converted my video to audio. The same video I have here, but because I added it with audio tag, it is not showing the image. So if I click here, you will be hearing the voice, but you will not see the picture.
All right.
So you can see it. Okay, so that is how to add audio and video. Now, if I also want to give them a button to download it, the same thing. If I want them to download the audio, what I'm going to do here is to bring in my anchor tag also. This time around, I will use a different style now to replace this text. This is where you have to use text as your download description. Now, I'm going to show us how you can use an image as your download description instead of text. Now, for them to download this, I'm giving them this URL. This is where the audio will be cut from, just like we did in the case of video. So I will use that as my anchor tag source or reference. Then I will also add here download as an attribute. Then after this, I don't want to write click here to download the audio. So I will go to Google right now and look for a design download button and then nest it inside that particular description. So let's go there. So let's go to our Google. Let's go to Google first on your browser. Because sometimes when you are building real website for clients, most of them are not comfortable with using a text as your description. They would rather prefer, a design button that they can click. So I'm going to come here and just search for download button. So I will just say download button icon. So I will just pick this and then Google will give me different word, download button icon. So I will choose this. So the first thing I'm going to do is to save this particular image in my image folder. So I will locate desktop where I have my root folder and then come to this is the folder. Then go in here and then save it as what? Download button. You just give me a second. All right, so okay, so like I was saying, now we have downloaded this particular picture and it has been saved in our image folder. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go back to my development environment and nest it here. So this is actually where I want to keep that button. Now, you know that the button is an image. So being an image, I have to use an image tag to bring it, to introduce it. So what is my image tag? So I'll just type what? IMG, which we have already treated. Click on it. And then the source will be the image. And then I will reference the download button. Now I have to style it because it might be too big, but let's check first. So you see that what? I have the button here. I have the button here, but it's not well arranged. I want this button to come, one, to reduce the size. Secondly, to bring it under, or I will just leave it in front. But let's go there and check why. Because it's an inline element. Audio is an inline element, and the image tag or the anchor tag is also an inline element. So I will just put break here so that the audio button will go down. So you can see that what is now right down immediately after that. So to style this to make it look smaller, what you are going to do, you can decide not to involve your CSS to do this, but you can as well use your CSS. If you want to use your CSS, which is faster, this is the image tag. So just add a class. Just add a class and say what? BTN1. BTN1. That is the class name. So I'll take this class name and go to my CSS. And then I can just use comment to help me to know what I'm doing at this point. Styling the audio, download button. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll just put .btn1 and then open my CSS bracket. So I'll start by giving it a smaller width. So width should not be more than 30 ps. Then the height should not be more than the height should not be more than, the height should be around, let's say, okay, let's say 30 as well. That should be a square image. So let's check now whether we have a better button. Okay. So we have this. Now, normally, to make it look clean, there is a website which I will probably expose to us probably in the next class, where you can actually get your design icon instead of going to Google. So there is a place where we can get any icon we want to use while developing our website, which is called Font Awesome. So from there, you can get any icon that can also act as a text that you can color. Like this now, I can't color, I can't change this blue. And even this blue is not corresponding with the colors I've been using. If I'm depending on this, it means I'm mandated to be using this. So that is the essence of that method that I'm going to introduce us to probably when we start working with more icons. But for now, let's depend on this Google. So that is for the button. So that brings us to the end of video tag and the audio tag. So I believe now, if you are building your website and you need a video in any of the pages, you need an audio in any of the pages, you should know how to embed them. Any question before I proceed to probably the last media tag for this class, which is iframe? Any question first? Is there any area that is not clear? Because I would like every one of us to update our website to where we are probably before the next class. Anybody with any question? There's no question, then I can proceed. So I also have a challenge here. The challenge here is that this audio is lapping this button. So I would like to hear from you. Who can help us with the solution? How do we move this button down? How do we move it down so that it doesn't touch the download button? We have done something like this in the class. Can anybody help us with that?
You do margin top.
Which of them are we talking to? Is it the audio or the button?
The audio. The audio.
This audio, right? Okay.
Yes.
So let's go and try her option. I believe this the audio was created with the anchor tag. Let's see whether the anchor tag has a unique name. Okay, button 1. So let's go to button 1. This is it. So let's quickly do margin top. Let's say 20 PS. So let's go back. So you can see, look at the space you created. Okay,
I think you are talking to the anchor tag, not the audio.
Okay, so let me confirm. I think this is the audio, right?
Yes.
So let me relocate this. Control X. And then Control V. So let's check. Yet not solved. So who can you suggest another option?
I think we'll first of all move that this thing, that anchor tag down to create more space that you can move the audio down, because everything is joined together. No space for the audio to go down. So if we should move this anchor tag down, then there will be space for us to move this audio down.
Okay, so let's try that option. But before that, I believe that you can still move. Now, well, let's try. If we are talking to this right now, if we create that bottom, margin bottom on this, it will move this down. So let's try that. That is H2. That is H2 rather. So let's say margin bottom. So if we try this option, if it doesn't work, then there must be a way you must solve it. Okay, so we give this margin bottom, and it did not move. So let's shift this. Let's try that option. So your option, you were saying that we should move which one? So let me cut this from here. We should move which one?
We should move this BTMI. That is the
This one, have it
anchor tag. Yes.
down like this.
Margin top. Margin top.
Okay.
It should be margin top 20.
Okay, so
So that it will move down.
now
Then
move this one, have it?
yes. But change that 20, change it to 30 so that there will be enough space.
Okay, because we want to sell the space so that I go reach plenty.
Yeah.
Okay, now here, so we are giving this one margin what?
Margin bottom.
Margin bottom, let's say 20, since that one is 30. Okay. It did not still move.
Exactly.
So now
We go back.
let's solve it like this. This is the element we are talking to, and we need that space.
No, we do not class the audio. That is where the problem is coming from.
Oh, so it's true. That means we have not even spoken to the audio. Okay.
Yes.
That means that my first method should be able to work. So let's say what? A3. Then if I'm doing A3, then I should say margin top. It will move now. Margin top should
Yes. Margin top will move 20 PS.
move. So we don't need to create the space. So just say okay. So let me just type dot A3. No,
It
dot A3, right? Dot A3, then margin top. Let's say 30, 20 PS. All right, so perfect. So you can see this is what we call debugging in programming. When there are issues, you should know how to rectify them. You try one option, did not work, you try the other option. Okay, so now, so that brings us to the end of two media tags, the audio tag, the video tag. And then I've also showed us how to download them in case you want your user to have access to them on their devices. Somebody just time out now, so let's give her a few minutes. So if you have any question, you can ask while we are waiting for her to join back. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so where is it? The video is already playing, but what you need now is the download, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's see your code. Let's see your download code. I want to see the code. I'm not seeing the. Okay, Okay, let's see. And contact. Where is, okay, can you hear me? If you can hear me, which of them are you trying to download? Because I can see two different buttons here. Which one are you working on now?
The media text.
Let me highlight the link, the one you are
I've
creating.
highlighted it.
That is the video now, where you should be talking of download. You see the reason why it's not download. That is where you have to add the attribute. Just like you added to the next one. See, that place you have MP4. MP4. Can you see MP4?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now don't worry. After A2, after A2, after A2, after A2, space. Go back, go back there. After A2, that quotation, just space. No, not there, not there, not there. Not there. Enter inside the space there. Where type download. That is what is missing. Yeah, go back now to download. Go and check it.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks, sir.
Okay, I think she was trying to join back. Oh, let me start her up and see if she's trying to join back. So I really want everybody to be here before I take the last start for today. So let's continue. Maybe she'll get the updates from the video because of time. All right, so we are looking at the next media tag, which is iframe from our plans. Iframe tag. This is the one we are focusing on right now. So what is iframe tag? Iframe embed an inline frame which can contain external contents, such as web pages or even a video. So the idea of the iframe is to embed, to clone. Let's use that word, to clone. I can clone a different website inside my website. That is for the iframe. Now, apart from cloning, we can actually embed an advert in our website so that we don't have to recreate it. We can also embed one of the created page inside another page. For example, if you look at this page now, there was a place where we created come in place. Let me change. All right, so I think there was a place where we created a button that will connect us to our About Us page. Well, let me check the file. I know we created something here the other time. Okay, so let's say this is an advert. You have taken your time to develop this advert, and you want to plug in this advert in your homepage or in any other pages so that you don't have to start creating this advert. Because when you don't understand the concept of the iframe, what you will have done is to start designing this advert over there. But because you know that iframe can embed external file in one of those pages, you can easily use iframe to capture the whole of this and then embed it in your other pages. So it is not only for embedding document within your website project. You can also embed document outside your website project. For example, you can have a site. I can have a site, and then I can decide to liaise with you so that I kind of partnering with you so that in my own website, there is a page, there's a page where you are advertising, and I want to, help you to, to advertise that as well. So instead of me redesigning just like you did in your website, I will just embed it inside my website. That is when you need the iframe. Another perfect scenario, which we are going to use for the iframe in this class. You can have a video page like your YouTube page, and there is a video you have there. You don't want users to log into your YouTube page before they can watch that video. It could be an advert video, but because of the volume, because of the weight of that video, you could not upload it to your web page. So you have uploaded it to your YouTube page, and then you just want to embed it. You want to clone it in your website so that instead of them going to your YouTube page, they can just from your website, if they visit that site, access that advert. So these are like perfect scenario where you can actually use the iframe. Now, how do we use it? Let me start with a website. So let's assume here I have a new tab here. Let me see if I can see. Good. And I want to embed this site. I want to embed this site in a way that right from that my site, I should be able to clone the whole of this. So I'm going to take the whole of this address and then go back to my development environment. So what we are doing right now is embedding external contents, embedding external contents using embedding external content using iframe, using iframe tag. So to start with, you activate the tag iframe. Once you type if, it will bring it out. So you click. So it works like the image tag or the video tag, where you are expected to define the content, the external content that is going to frame in your page or that's going to embed in your page. Where is it coming from? So right now, I just told us now that I want to embed the whole of that website, which is www.dg. So this is embedding external file first, before we look at internal file. www.digitechz.com.ng. Now, it is a frame. So if I run it now, let's see what we have there. Let's see what we have. So cannot get what? This. So let's see what is wrong here. Let's see what is wrong here. So normally, every website, they will decide whether you can embed or you cannot embed. So if you run it and you see that it's not working, it's either what? It has been programmed not to be embeddable, because they know that there are some hackers that will easily clone your website and use it for different purpose. And that is why sometimes the server, they will configure it in a way that you cannot embed it. Now, let me try another page. Let me try google.com. Let me try Google. So I'm still looking for a page I can embed. So let's say I want to embed the whole of this. Let's say I want to embed the whole of this inside here. So if it's embeddable, you are going to see it. So let's go back. So this is not also permitted. So let's look at the internal way of doing it, since the external is not responding. So I want to embed my home page inside my About Us page. So I will just say slash and then call the home page URL. So let's check this. So you can see it. The whole of your home page now, you have embedded it, you have cloned it inside your About Us page. So this could be an advert. This could be an advert. So in other words, once they log into this About Us page, they will see this advert here in your frame. We can change the frame size, the width. And if you come here, you see that currently the frame border is what? Is 1. Sorry, is 0. So I can say 2. So if I go back, you will see that what? The thickness of the frame has increased. Then you can also add width. You can come here and say width and say it should be 100%. Let's assume we want it to have a reasonable width. Let me make it like 700 PS. So let's go back and check. So you can see that what? You have been able to increase the width. Then I can also improve the height. I can also increase the height of my iframe tag. So I can say, okay, height of that same size, which is 700, so that I can see the content inside it better. So you can see. So with this, what we have done in a simple term is called cloning. We clone a different file that we have built in one page. So the way it works is this: as a developer, you are supposed to create a separate page. You come here and say what? Add .html. And then you take your time to create all your ad. So anywhere in those pages, you can be using the iframe to clone the ad within your main pages. So I can just come here and say HTML5. So I will just say the ad is, let me use H22. So welcome to my promo page. My promo page. So I can say H5 or H6 buy now. Buy now and get 20% price, 20% discount. So here I want to add a div to envelope the advert. So inside this div, I have my advert what picture. Then I will have downloaded the advert picture, a very good advert picture. Let's quickly do something. Let's say we are selling car. So let's say we are selling car. Okay, so let's go to images. So let's say I want a picture of picture of a woman advertising cars. So I want to see if I can get a picture. Okay. So let's say we are taking this. So we save it. Save it in our project folder. Go to desktop as usual. Getting. Open this. Go to IMG. So let's say add pics. So I'll go to my development page again. So I reference that picture, image, add pics. So let's check the front end of this ad page to see what we have done there. So take your time to develop the ad so you can design it. So once you are through, so I want to move the entire content to the center of the page. So I will just say, style width of this div so that it can move. It's part of what we have done. 50%. 50%. Then I will just say margin auto, so that it can go to the center of the page. Okay, so I thought all these write-offs were inside the div. So I will wrap all of them inside the div. So cut, bring them inside the div. Inside the div. So you take your time. I'm just doing this demo so that you know in a real life situation where you can apply this iframe. So you take time to create your advert page. Okay, now maybe you must have done the background design, put other things in place. Now I want a situation whereby when they are in my index page, when they are in the home page, which is the landing page, I want them to be seeing the adverts. So let me take off. Okay, I've not even added the iframe here. So when they are in my home page, they should be seeing the adverts. They should be seeing the adverts. So for that reason, let me bring it here. I will just call the iframe. Anywhere you want to plug in the advert within your web pages, you will just call the iframe. So the link now, where is the iframe coming from, is the ad. So I will just type what? Ad. So this is where I have the content. Then I can leave it as 0. Then I can just add the width attributes and say, just take a space of 400 PS and then height of 400 also PS. So let's go to the front end and check whether we have plugin. So we have it here. So we have the ad here already. We have it here. So you will have styled it, change the color of this so that it's visible. So in any of these pages, I can plug it in any of the pages. I can say, okay, I also want them to see the advert when they are in my About Us page. So I will also go there and change this URL down to change it to add. So anywhere I want to plug it, I should be able to what? To plug it there. Should be able to plug it. So let's also check if we have it here. So that is the reason why, so you can see it. We have been able to plug in our ad in the About Us page and also in the home page. So that is why it is better you dedicate a different file for it where you are modifying. So whatever you modify here now, for example, now, if I give the whole of this the same class name, let's try something now, and I say H1, I also give this class name H1 also. And then I go to my CSS and talk to both of them at once. So I can say dot H1, and then I will just say color, because we noticed that that color was not really good. Color was not good. Now, let's give it white. Giving it white. And then let me enhance the font size also. The font size, let me make it 20 ps. And then let's go to those pages. You see that once you refresh, remember that the background we are using, we can't use white. Let me pick something like blue. Something like blue. So if we go back to those pages, once you refresh now, once you refresh, let me load it and see .h1, where, okay, so why they are not working is that we have not linked our CSS file to this particular about, to this page where we created the ad. So we have to quickly do that. Link. What are we linking here? We link the CSS file. And then if we go back to our front end now, you see everything good. So if you go to the home page, you will see your advert there. If you go to About Us page, you will also see your advert. And whatever you are changing or modifying in the ad page will also be what? Be reflecting across other pages. So this is how you can use the iframe. Now, like I said, we are going to incorporate YouTube now. I think YouTube should allow us to do this. Most individual websites will not allow you to clone their website, but YouTube is open. Now, let's say I want to clone one of my YouTube video in this file. Now, I want to close one of my YouTube video in any of this file. So what I'm going to do is to go back to my, YouTube page. Go to my YouTube page. So from my YouTube page, I should be able to get one video. Now, just make sure you are following the steps. So I'll just target my YouTube page. So any video at all you sought out for and you would like to have it in your website so that you can keep watching it directly from your website, you can just search for the video. So once you have, let's say this is what I want to clone there. For example, if I want to clone this video, I will just click on this. So once you click on this, you select share. So once you click on share, you will see this embed, this icon here. Once you click on it, any code that you see, you can see that they use iframe. So I will just copy the whole of this code, or I can just select what? Copy. Then go back to my website. So from my website here, I would like to clone it in my About Us page, or even in that ad page where I don't have much content so that we can see it. So you just paste it. So you can see that we have automatically, you can see they brought in different argument, what's it called? Attributes, title. So we can also introduce title to that our own to give it a description. Then we have frame, I've showed this. Then you can also say you want to access what? Accelerometer. So these are automatic play. All these are different attributes that came with that picture, sorry, with that video. So let's quickly check whether we have the video here right now. So without me going to that page, I should be able to have access to the video. Right from my website, I have the video here. So I can play it directly from here without me going to that YouTube page.
Nice.
So this is what I was talking about
So
the
guys,
other time.
we've actually arrived.
Create an
Anyway.
advert. You can do a video advert, then upload it to your YouTube page. Then from your YouTube page, you plug in into your website as or using the iframe. So what it has saved you from is that, you know, when you are hosting your website, you are buying space like 6 gig, 10 gig. Now, putting it in the video in your YouTube page, it saves you from using your server purchase space, because now YouTube is storing the content for you. You are only adding the word, the link. You are only adding the link. You are only adding the link. I don't know if somebody is following. Please, I want to know if you are following, because this is the last part of today's class. Is anybody following? It's quite unfortunate that Mr. Austin audio is not good today. Of Purity, are you following?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's sit down with the video, then apply it step by step. It's very simple. So what I did last now is to show us how you can embed YouTube video in your website directly. So you can see that next time I don't have to go to the YouTube page just because I want to watch this particular.
See the code. Listen.
I don't want to go to this particular person YouTube page before I can watch his or her video. I have already embedded it in my website. So once I open my website, I should be able to have access to it. So if it is clear, so that we can stop here, or you want me to embed another one so that you can understand it, let me know. Or if it is well understood, then we can stop here. All right, so we are drawing the curtain here. So see us.
Sir,
Yes.
please, I want to see the code for the YouTube video.
This is the code. The code is already in this iframe.
Okay, iframe. Okay, let me just take it. Okay. Okay.
Hope you know where I got this code from.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think the code this one is the one I use in cloning YouTube video. I think the one you are to write should be this one. Let me see the one. Yeah, you can write this one. Iframe file source. Then here we clone from our internal project here. But that other one I just showed you now, we clone from external source. Have you taken the syntax for it?
Yes, sir.
Once you type iframe, it will bring it out. Then you now supply your source. Then if you want to change the width and the height, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, so we draw the curtain here. So see us on Wednesday. Take your time to go through the video. And
So 1 minute, sorry. That's internal also.
yeah, internal, I think was about, yeah, this is the one I use for internal. See the URL, I call a file that we have created here. Have you gotten it?
I've gotten it. Thanks, sir.
All right. So See us in the next class. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, have a good morning.